Most adults use AI to summarize what they read. It feels efficient, but efficiency and learning are not the same thing. Summarizing doesn't automatically build understanding, retention, and critical thinking. Now, whatever your view on AI is, it's here. It's not going anywhere. And for many of us, it is already a part of our daily life. This video isn't about rejecting AI. It's about deciding how it serves us. For those of us over 40, over 50, over 60 maybe. I myself am 68. The question isn't just convenience. It's about staying sharp. It's about continuing to learn. It's not letting our thinking quietly soften because technology makes everything easier. So today I want to show you the difference between using AI passively and using it in a way that actually strengthens learning. Let's start with what most of us do. Here I have a short article from Psychology Today. AI weakens critical thinking. This is how to rebuild it. And I asked AI. In this case, I used Gemini. Can you summarize this article for me? And here we have Gemini's answer. And we are just taking a quick look at the answer here. Now, this looks helpful. It's organized. It feels productive. But here's the problem. When I read a summary, I'm consuming compressed thinking. I'm not doing much cognitive work myself. There is very little effort involved, and learning requires effort. If I stop here, I may feel informed, but I haven't really strengthened understanding or retention. So instead of asking AI to summarize, I will instead ask, can you instead create 5 recall questions based on this article? Do not provide the answers. And here we have the 5 questions designed to help you recall the key concept and arguments from the article. Now, I must confess, I only read the article once, but let's see if I, from that, can answer one of these questions. For example, question 1. How does the article distinguish between Google effect and the more modern phenomenon of cognitive offloading through AI? Well, the Google effect is that we don't remember things if we know we can always go to Google and find the answer. The cognitive offloading is that we skip the step of really making decision about the content and evaluate. We leave that, we offload that part of the learning process to AI. This is not just knowing that I can find the answer on Google. This is impacting my critical thinking and my cognitive abilities in a way that the Google effect really doesn't do. 5 questions that, instead of just get the summary, makes me have to think and recall and really process what I read. When I tried to answer the first question here, I could feel how I had to really dig into my brain to find the answer. I remember the concept in large, but I couldn't use the exact wording that was in the article. And I had to reconstruct it with my own words, which create a different kind of understanding. It wasn't smooth, but that's the point. This way feels less comfortable, but more honest. That pause I had to make, that discomfort, that is when learning is happening. When I summarize, I might feel efficient. When I retrieve, I feel effort. And the effort is what strengthens understanding and retention, especially at my age. If everything becomes easy, I stop reaching. And I don't want that. But let's increase the difficulty a bit. Here I asked, create application questions based on this article that require explanation, not just definition. And here we have 5 application questions designed to pull those ideas out of the screen and into your daily life. So let's take a look at, for example, the second one, reframing the friction. The article suggests that mental struggle is actually a sign of growth. Identify a complex task you usually outsource to AI because it feels tedious. If you were to do the heavy lifting yourself next time, what specific cognitive skills like synthesize, empathy, or logical sequencing would you be exercising? This is hard for me because I have worked with AI for so many years now and developed a method that I have trained my AI models, my large language models, very much to be a sparring partner for me. So there isn't much that I outsource like that. But I know that sometimes, especially when I'm working on video ideas, I can be a little lazy and have an idea that I haven't clearly formed in my head and go turn to AI and ask them to outline a video about a specific topic. And that first outline rarely works. I then have to start doing the heavy lifting myself and go through it and see what it was I wanted and what AI suggested, especially when it comes to sequencing. So that is probably one area I would say I don't use AI to my advantage or its best advantage. What this type of questions do is they force a deeper integration between me and the use of AI. We can also, to go back to the article, we can try something like this question. Create a reverse outline with blank sections I must fill in from the article. So here we have, I'm not going to do this right now, but I will show you so you see the purpose. This is what the reverse outline looks like. The introduction, our changing cognitive landscape. And then it has the hook. What scenario or trend does the author use to start? The core argument regarding AI and critical thinking. Now I have a structure for learning this, but I have to complete it. This creates friction in my brain. I have to put in the work to understand what the author meant in this case. And friction in this sense is very much the mechanism of learning. This can be how you test the depth of your understanding. Now imagine if you change your habit of asking AI to summarize something and instead use these methods. If I ask AI to summarize every time I read something, I stay comfortable. If I instead, every time I read something, ask AI to challenge me, I stay engaged. And over months and years, that habit matters. AI can make things easier, or it can help us think better. The difference is how we use it. And this isn't just about articles. This approach can be used for books, podcasts, courses, professional development, and even if you're helping your children with their homework. Instead of asking AI to give you answers, ask it to question you. Instead of asking for compression, ask for challenge. That keeps you mentally engaged. AI is powerful. AI is convenient. AI is here to stay. But convenience and growth are not the same thing. If we use AI to remove effort, we risk getting weaker. If we use AI to guide effort, we get stronger. For those of us who want to stay sharp, over 40, over 50, over 60, the goal is not speed, it's engagement. And you can start building these habits in your teens, in your 20s, in your 30s. So the next time you are tempted to ask AI for a summary, pause and instead ask it to test you, ask it to challenge you, ask it to help you reconstruct the ideas in your own words. That is learning. And that is how AI can actually serve us. I hope to see you in my next video. But for tonight, it is bye.